This is more than you ever needed to know about choosing strings for your mountain dulcimer. Just about every acoustic stringed instrument works like this. You take one or more strings and connect them at opposite ends of a fingerboard, which is attached to some kind of box that amplifies the sound. In order for it to sound good, the strings have to be brought up to an optimal tension. String tension is determined by three factors: thickness, scale length, and pitch. Proper tension in the strings allows for the instrument to resonate effectively because they transfer more energy to the body. Volume and sustain are balanced and clear with the right amount of tension, and playability increases when the strings feel well balanced from one to the next. In short, good string tension helps you sound good and play good. Let's take a look at the three things that influence string tension. Number 1, scale length. Your vibrating string length, or VSL, is measured from the nut to the bridge, and each of your strings is supported at these 2 points. Longer scale lengths contribute to greater tension. Number 2, pitch. When you tighten a guitar string, it produces a higher pitch. Different types of strings are designed to withstand certain tension levels. Number 3, string gauge. Thicker strings have more mass, produce lower pitches, and have higher tension, while thinner strings have less mass, produce higher pitches, and have lower tension. Lighter gauges are more comfortable to play than heavier gauges. So your scale length is the starting point, and the tuning you want to use is the end point. Picking the right string gauges will tie everything together, and I'm going to show you a cool online resource for making that happen. This is an instrument string tension calculator, and it's a tool designed to calculate string tension for various instruments. It was developed to help achieve more balanced tension across strings in different instruments and tunings. String tension is measured in pounds of pressure and is displayed for each individual string as well as the total pounds of pressure across the instrument. We already have a guitar preset loaded into the editor, so I'll open it up and create a preset for mountain dulcimer using my old string gauge preferences. First, I click on Show Editor, and then I'll remove 3 of the 6 strings using the red minus symbols to the right. Now, I enter the tuning I want on the left side using the drop-down menus. The open strings of most instruments are usually tuned to specific pitches within a certain octave. For DAD tuning, our bass and middle strings are in the 3rd octave, D3 and A3, while the melody string is in the 4th octave. Next, I select wound for the bass string, since they usually come that way, and plain for the other lighter gauges. I also select steel for the material. I enter my scale length, click Calculate Tensions, and the calculator displays the data. A guitar string can withstand up to 40 pounds of pressure, and it's not unusual for a luthier to build instruments that can handle much more. This string gauge setup worked great during my early rock and roll dulcimer days, but you can see that the tension varies wildly from string to string. I can change the string settings and recalculate to see the results. Also, I can click Equalize, and it will automatically make changes to bring even tension across the strings. Here I've loaded a preset for my McCafferty dulcimer, which has a 25.8 VSL, 0.024 on bass, 0.015 on middle, and 0.012 on melody. By clicking Show Statistics, I can get a visual representation of the string tension, gauges, and the absolute pitch shown by its frequency in hertz. Now I load a preset from my Fullcraft Instruments Oak dulcimer with the same string gauges, but with a 27-inch VSL, and look at how the tension increases, yet the pitch of the strings remains the same. Our ears can perceive sounds across a spectrum of frequencies, from the deep rumbles at the low end at 20 Hz to the shimmering highs up to 20,000 Hz. The frequency of each string is like its own address in the sound spectrum. The lowest piano key is A0, and that clocks in at 27.5 Hz. The highest is C8 at a crisp 4,186 Hz. A dulcimer steps onto the soundstage with an open bass string D3 at 146.83 Hz, a middle open string of A3 at 220 Hz, and a melody string of D4 at 293.66 Hz. So that means that a mountain dulcimer with a 27-inch VSL tuned DAD with our chosen string gauges will occupy a slice of the sound spectrum ranging from 146 Hz to 1500 Hz. It's always nice to know where you stand in relation to things. I've included the link to the instrument string tension calculator in the video description, and I hope it helps you to audition different string setups before spending tons of money on strings that were too floppy or that snapped and made you swear never to tune again. Now that you know, it's not that bad at all, right? Have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you next time.